Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, May 24th. My name is Alan, and I want to welcome you to my Spiritual Growth Through Recovery podcast. Purpose of these videos is to grow my spirituality by following the AA program of recovery, and I do that by being honest, vulnerable, and accountable, which is why I make the videos. I'm no expert in AA or recovery or spirituality. I'm just trying to live life on life's terms and do it sober. The recipe we follow here is we read the daily reading out of the AA Daily Reflection book. There's a link in the description if you'd like to follow along. And I'll just share my take on what I got from the reading. All right. So I apologize for missing the last 2 days. Life and work has been kicking my tail. Absolutely swamped. First two videos I've missed. And I'm going on 50 or 60, going on 9-10 weeks now. So, not perfect, but, plugging away anyway. So, all right. So today I want to talk about, the topic's going to be happy, joyous, and free. And for me, the worst feeling in the world, which is feeling unlovable. All right. All right, we'll just get busy here for May 24th. Happy, joyous, and free. We are sure God wants us to be happy, joyous, and free. We cannot subscribe to the belief that this life is a vale of tears, though it once was just that for many of us. But it is clear that we made our own misery. God didn't do it. Avoid, then, the deliberate manufacture of misery. But if trouble comes, cheerfully capitalize it as an opportunity to demonstrate His omnipotence. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 133. For years I believed in a punishing God and blamed Him for my misery. I have learned that I must lay down the weapons of self in order to pick up the tools of the AA program. I do not struggle with the program because it is a gift, and I have never struggled when receiving a gift. If I sometimes keep on struggling, it is because I'm still hanging on to my old ideas. The result was nil until we let go absolutely. All right? So happy, joyous, and free. We are sure God wants us to be happy, joyous, and free. How can we say this? How can we believe this? I consider my higher power similar to a parent to child. And I know how I view my children. And yeah, I want them to struggle, but not pain, right? Not misery. And so I do believe that my God, the way I describe my higher power, wants me to, be happy, joyous, and free. So that's what I believe. We cannot subscribe to the belief that life is a vale of tears. It's clear that we made our own misery. God didn't do it. And I think it really comes down to free will, leads to judgment, selfishness, which leads to pain. I think I know, I think, but I don't, right? And then it talks about the deliberate manufacture of misery. Life's hard enough as it is. Why create our own drama and misery by doing things that are going to cause us pain? But we do, right? Because we think we can get away from it, or instant gratification, that kind of thing. I know Jordan Peterson talks about this a lot. We can't avoid all the pain in life, but if we can at least minimize the stuff that we create, it might be a much easier life. All right, so I talked about, I believe that God is a punishing God. If that's how God is, I'm out. I'm out. I didn't make myself like this. I didn't have the parents. I didn't create this, so yeah, I'm out if He's a punishing God. It talks about laying down the weapons of self. So again, self is so destructive. Self-destructive, right? When it's about me, it never plays out. I think the last thing it talks about is the struggling with the program. Never struggle because it's a gift. I struggle accepting gifts because I don't think I'm worthy. But I think it's a good message. I heard this little description a while back. Whenever I'm frustrated, stressed out, because maybe I've crossed the God line, I'm trying to deal with something that's none of my business. So if I'm struggling with something, this program's not supposed to be a struggle. Life, it has its struggles, but ultimately, most of it shouldn't be a struggle. And if that's the case, then it's on me and I need to let it go. I'm the problem, but I'm certainly not the solution. All right? So that's kind of what I took from there. And, as I've been this has been so helpful for me. As I've kind of reviewed what I'm feeling, what am I experiencing, I get into these topics that just dig into things. And I got on this little trail of emotional pain with feeling unlovable, and then emotional trauma, which is the next thing. So just I figured, by researching it and discussing it, it helps me. So I've always grown up with this sense of, why would anyone care about me? And to me, that's a horrible feeling. It is, right? So what does that mean? Unlovable, incapable of inspiring love or admiration. No one sees us in a way that's be loving. Not having attractive or appealing qualities. An unlovable character. That one's hard for me because that implies that I'm fundamentally, that's just who I am, so I am unlovable. And that's a hard thing. So just do a little background. Acceptance and love are fundamental human needs. Abraham Maslow, he had Maslow's hierarchy, talks about how motivation and need identified love and belonging as one of the 5 essential human needs. Love and belonging. Struggles, I feel like I belong. Man. If we feel unworthy or incapable of being loved by others, this makes me question, am I lovable, right? I mean, our subconscious mind will create thoughts about how unlovable we are. If I feel unloved by our parents, it's just that's just the wiring that happens, right? Start thinking about how I'm just not good enough. Find all these reasons and then try to overcompensate when in reality, I'm no better or worse than anybody else. So what does it mean to feel unlovable to me? When I need someone, no one will be there. So I ask. I'll get criticized, teased, bullied, or humiliated when I need love, when I show vulnerability. A person might feel that they're fundamentally bad in a way and it makes it impossible for another person to love them. Someone who has made mistakes in life might feel that they do not deserve to be loved. And if someone knows what I've done, that definitely can't be loved. A person who pushes people away, who engages in self-sabotaging behavior might think that these choices mean they don't deserve love. I totally self-sabotage. Might feel feelings of inadequacy, unworthy, of failure, and shame. What this means to me is I am powerless over the fact that I have very few qualities that other people admire or value. I'm inherently inadequate. That's most of my life I've felt that way. I think a lot of it comes from emotional neglect, so I don't want to feel that way anyway. I'm tired of self-sabotaging, so hopefully this will lead to something. So what are these causes of us feeling unlovable? Attachment issues, abuse, childhood wounds. If our core emotional needs weren't met, we might grow up with a sense of being unworthy. And if we're denied love, validation, emotional, physical safety, or left alone, we have to try to figure stuff out on our own. And that's what I do. I had to try to figure this shit on my own. And God, I fumbled. It's important to remember that it's not only abuse that creates a sense of unworthy, it's also when the good moments don't come enough. What I experienced was criticism or nothing, is what I remember at least. So what are the consequences? How does this manifest in our lives? People who feel unlovable might engage in people-pleasing behaviors, and I definitely did this, and struggle with recognizing when someone's manipulating them. Not anymore. Have difficulty setting healthy boundaries. I just put up walls, right? I used to have a lot of trouble expressing my feelings and needs in a relationship. Now, I'm very good at expressing my feelings, but I'm not good at expressing my needs because I don't expect to be filled, so I'll do it myself. So how do we heal from this? And this is something I'm still learning, so I don't know if these are accurate, but they're feelings. It's not fact. And so at some point we have to work through that idea. The thoughts come from the subconscious. So we may need to be reprogrammed by, and I'm not nowhere near good at this, by just having positive thoughts or finding some, I don't know how to do that, but it's an idea. Try to understand where these feelings are coming from. Ultimately, I have to stop sabotaging myself by engaging in unhealthy coping behaviors. Looking for reasons. Wow, yeah, see, they don't love me. And I have to learn to love myself. And I don't know what that means. But it's kind of what the research shows. So anyway, that's all I got for today. So again, apologize for missing Monday and Tuesday, but it's just too much, man, too much. So back on the horse. Anyway, I hope your week is going well. I just want to encourage you to just keep plugging away. Just keep. The program is here for a reason, and to believe that love and happiness and joy are possible, and we don't have to sabotage ourselves and make things worse. So if you're making things worse, stop. Anyway, be back tomorrow for another video. So until then, peace out.